Everyone. I'm coming on to talk about this Leo full moon that we have this afternoon. And as I'm looking at the chart, it's really interesting. I can see a lot of what I'm feeling, which is usually the case with astrology. But we have the sun's just like still within range of conjuncting Pluto. It's at 5 degrees. And it's squaring Jupiter. So the sun and the moon are opposite. That's when we have a full moon, and they're both squaring Jupiter. But then we have this really beautiful sextile to Saturn to Jupiter, and a trine to Venus, and also to Mercury. So there's this energy of push-pull, expand, contract. And it's like, I'm seeing like contractions now. It's like this birth portal. And as Pluto moved into Aquarius, he really moved us, we're moving more into that new age of Aquarius. And so we're all having to adjust. And a part of Aquarius is authenticity. So I love that we're like kicking it off with this Leo full moon, because Leo is all about like shining. It's about the inner sun within you. It's the heart. It's about shining your light. And so there's an invitation here to be more of yourself and to step into the world in a new way, to show up in a new way. And at the same time, this can trigger a lot of wounds and fears and discomfort, and it's like breaking out of an old shell, So I love that the Sabian symbol is actually, it goes right along with this. It is an old-fashioned woman and an up-to-date girl. So it's like these two versions, and it's also like two different generations almost. But it's like these two versions of ourselves, the old-fashioned one and a new one. And they're meeting, and the old-fashioned one's like, I don't know about that. And the up-to-date one's like, this is the new way. Come on, get with the program, So we're in this sort of like transition. And I think that we're going to see a lot more. I think a lot of the souls that are coming in now are already kind of free of a lot of the density that a lot of us have been transmuting. It's like as the past generations do the work to transmute this ancestral trauma and all those kinds of things, the souls that then come in after that come in a little lighter. So it feels like, with Leo also representing the child, it feels like a time to really look at the youth as our teachers and be open to learning from them. And allowing them to share some of their wisdom with us and some of their lightheartedness. It's also a good time to get in touch with your own inner child. And I sometimes listen to Blue of Earth, and she often talks about only caring about impressing her 8-year-old self. And I just love that, because I feel very similarly, like with what lights me up and what drives me is like when I have that sense of awe and wonder and excitement as if I was a child, like I haven't lost that child part of myself. And I feel like sometimes we need to be really, really kind to that inner child to be able to make these moves and step into our fuller self. As adults, it's like we have to provide that safety for ourselves, like be our own parents, and provide that safety for ourselves to be our most authentic self. And I want to show you guys this. I keep this little picture of myself on my altar. Look at her. I love how like this background was totally set up for us, for school pictures or whatever. But it's still so me. Like, she's got the little antique globe in her books and all the crazy colors. And I mean, if you just look at a picture of your little self, it's like, don't you just want to root them on? Like, you want to be nice to them. So I feel like this moon is inviting us to just be really gentle and kind with ourselves while also expanding and being bold. I recently volunteered for a speaking engagement, and when it became like a real thing that was happening, I immediately felt like I was about to be burned at the stake. I was like, wow, I thought I got rid of this, but it's coming back up. So, you know, every time we expand, we often feel this contraction that's like, no. The old version, the ego wants to say, you can't change, you're going to leave me behind. But you just got to let them know they're coming along. It's just going to be different this time. We're trying out a new fashion or whatever, as the up-to-date girl would say to the old-fashioned woman. So I want to ask Kali, what will help us to transform on this full moon and through this shift into this more Aquarian energy? Let's see what she has to say. Ooh, Kali Kapali. Let's see what this says in the book. Card 8. I love that. We're in an 8 year too, which is all about finding your center. And let's see. She who wears the mala of skulls around her neck shall never abandon you. She shall be with you always, lifetime after lifetime, in unending tenderness and devotion, conquering that which would alienate you from your truth and creative power. Trust in the effectiveness of your prayers and requests for her assistance. Have confidence in divine intervention. No matter how dire things may seem, you shall transform a negative experience into a positive one that honors your soul. I love that. And something that this is reminding me of too is that Leo Aquarius axis, where Leo is more like the self down here on Earth, right? Even though it has that connection with the sun, but then the sun is in Aquarius, which is like big picture, community, trust in the divine, like totally detached. And so I feel like I've been getting this message a lot lately, which is to ask the divine to help us. And I wish I brought maybe I'll use a dragon card for this. But to ask, don't forget to ask the unseen realms and the divine for assistance with whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You know, I feel like we've been, as you kind of embark on the spiritual path, you come through these initiations of aligning your will with divine will, which is to help, like, be of service, and whatever lights you up can help people in some way, right? I mean, if it lights you up, it probably lights someone else up, right? So once we're like aligned with our mission in that way, there's so much assistance just waiting to help us thrive and really like share our authentic selves, share what we've learned on our own journeys, and just help people kind of return to self and find their joy. So I'm going to ask what dragons are assisting us, since we have like this fiery Leo energy. Ooh. Air and water dragon. I think this came up in the last reading I pulled a dragon. Helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, express your inner song. So something else with this shift from the Pluto and Capricorn to Aquarius is like this old way of, I think it's still important to study and to train and all of that. I'm not saying that's not important anymore, and also going forward, we're going to be leaning way more into our inner knowing and our intuition and trusting where that guides us. Like, where does that guide us to learn about something? When I'm researching something and putting puzzle pieces together, I often just allow the pieces to come to me, and it's very synchronous. And that's this kind of energy where It's like the air and the water are working together, where the divine water is coming to you through the air. It's etheric. We're tapping more into that etheric field. So there's a new level of trust that needs to be developed, but you can ask, like, can you show me a sign about this? Or can you show me an omen? And just allow the synchronicities to flow to you, and it'll show you that you're able to trust that. So I'm going to pull a water card too. I pulled out the water because, you know, it's always good to have an opposite energy to sort of find balance when we've got a fiery energy. And air and water is also like Aquarius as well, because I like how Kelly Hunter says it's like Aquarius is like the clouds. So it's the water bearer. Some people think it's a water sign, but it's actually an air sign. And she said, I love how she said it. She's like, it's the clouds that carry the water. And I just think of the collective consciousness when I think of the cloud. You know, you could think of that in AI terms as well. I think it's important to keep the organic the organic ideas of these things more prominent myself. But we can work with AI and technology in positive ways for sure. So let's see what water message wants to come through. Ooh, the rainbow. Sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. And you know what? I love this so much because the rainbow is that fragmentation, you know, like when we came from source and we fragmented into all these different beings, we came here to be unique expressions of source. You know, we're not all supposed to be the same. We came here to divide so that we could discover the different parts of ourselves. And so I feel like this card is saying, like, the new way forward is to really embrace our uniqueness, embrace our differences, and allow the rainbow to be. And it's like, it comes back to this air and water energy again. Like, and then if you think of the sun, to get a rainbow, the sun shines through the particles of water in the air, and that's how you get this rainbow. It's sort of like, I feel like it's showing me this beautiful alchemy of a balancing of the elements. And when we get into that balance, like I've made videos about this and I share it all the time. When we connect to all of the elements, that's when we get in creator mode. And that's when we start transmuting that etheric field around us. We transmute the old patterns, and we align more with nature and start creating from that beautiful connected place. And I feel like I need some earth energy now, because let's see if I get anything earthy from Atlantis, because through all of that kind of energy, it's so important to be grounded too. I'm feeling that big time for this year is how important it is to ground, because we're going to have so much air energy and etheric energy. So let's see if we get anything from our Atlantis deck that can offer us anything in that way, any supportive energy for grounding. Hercules. Ooh. Look at him. Courage, strength, and power. This is really like about conquering those fears and really standing in your power, standing strong. So I do feel like he's connected to the earth in that way. I want to see what this book says about him real quick. There are many times in our lives where we need to be strong, either for ourselves or others. At this time, you need to reserve your strength, courage, and wisdom to overcome delusions that have appeared in your life. You are encouraged to call upon your Atlantean guides to help you right now, and also invoke the energy of Hercules, who has immense power over issues of misunderstandings. If you feel at any time that you are helpless in the coming days, Make sure you seek emotional support from family, friends, and spiritual therapists to ensure continual strength is being held around you. I am stronger than I was yesterday. And Atlantis in Greek means island of Atlas. Plato, who first wrote about Atlantis, said that it lay in front of the Pillars of Hercules. I have always seen this term, the Pillars of Hercules, as being misunderstood by the ancient Greeks, who were unaware of advanced technologies that transcended their own lateral thinking. To me, the pillars symbolized a portal or a gateway to the dimensional world of Atlantis. With this being said, it's most likely that you have chosen the Hercules card due to misunderstanding in your own life. Yet at the same time, this misinterpretation of events has made you stronger and more powerful than you were before. It's time to reevaluate what's been going on in your life so you can step through the portal to your own utopia. Don't be afraid. Your courage will get you through, as it always has before. So what I'm feeling with this card is this Pluto shift really highlighted the shadow for a lot of us, and maybe there were certain things that we realized that we didn't see before. But again, I think it's so important to keep this inner child in mind and just be kind to ourselves and be thankful that we're able to see these things and to choose differently if we want to, you know? And then I wanted to pull, I'm going for a fun one in the spirit of Leo. I wanted to pull one from my Mystic Martian Oracle. Oh, I love it. I'm definitely feeling all of the star energy. I'm like laughing because I wasn't really like thinking a lot about what cards I picked out to pull from today, and I'm kind of laughing because they're like very star-based and etheric. But yeah, what Mystic Martian wants to come forward for us on this Leo full moon. Ha! Here we go. Earth. There it is. Thank you. Survival, adaptable, reliable. And actually this goes really well with the Hercules card because it's about being adaptable and being strong. Like the way his feet are planted on the ground, look at the trees. You know, if you need more strength or grounding, you can go hang out with a tree, hug a tree, just be out in nature. And this is also a really powerful energy that I feel more of us are going to be a little more in tune with now, where this energy really just flows through us, this divine energy and earth energy. And we're going to be surprised how quickly things manifest. And it's just a lot of change, guys. It's a lot of change and a lot of expansion. And whatever you can do that helps your nervous system, breath work, yoga, working with oils, whatever it is, I think that's really important for us to just help ourselves move through these transitions with as much ease as is possible. So I think that's about all I got here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon in Leo. Sending you lots of love.